Alright guys, so Fuller coming to you with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. So this time I'm going to get back to some boxing basically. I'm just going to go over the fights that mattered this weekend, like give a whole recap of the fights. The one that I want to highlight first is the Inoue Manny Rodriguez fight. You know, I tried to give Manny Rodriguez the benefit of the doubt, you know, sticking up for my Boricua, but I kind of knew that Inoue, with his bonsais that he has in his gloves, was gonna hit the bullseye with those bonsais, and you know, it was easy work, honestly. I mean, he had him hurt in the first round. Had him hurt with a hook. And it's just that after that first round, he was never the same, man. For real. And just body shot came after body shot until the referee said enough. You know, I think he got hit with 2 body shots, Rodriguez. So then that's when the stoppage came. And that's all she wrote, basically. You know, Inoue, you know, sometimes there's a saying, I don't know if it's like true in boxing terms. I mean, me personally, I don't think so, but I guess with certain fighters it does work. You know, certain fighters can get away with it. But there's a saying in boxing there's a saying in like sports across the globe that, you know, sometimes a good defense is a good offense, a very good offense. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what it was in this regards, you know. It was a good offense, you know, and a good hard offense. I mean, he really hit him with some thunder. So yeah, that's all she wrote for that. Now, on to the next fight, the Josh Taylor Baranchyk fight. I was actually quite surprised at that fight, man, because of the simple fact that, you know, Josh Taylor, I expected him to box more than he did go inside with him. You know, Baranchyk can hit hard. And I mean, you know, the thing is, Josh Taylor, you know, with that high guard, you know, he just kind of found a way to neutralize him, basically, you know. And it just did the trick, honestly. You know, I mean, it was kind of crazy that, you know, Josh Taylor seemed to show no fear of, like Baranchyk and the power he possessed. I mean, granted, he did do a good job of boxing. You know, he did his thing as far as the boxing is concerned, but he was, like, kind of on the inside a lot during that fight. It actually surprised me. And so, yeah, you know, he put on he boxed the dude, you know, but he also actually banged with him too, you know, which surprised me. And I was like, wow, dude showed some grit, you know. He showed like another side of him, basically. Now, that means all roads lead to Regis Prograis for him. And to be honest with you, I really just see Regis Prograis, you know, although Josh Taylor, he did put on a master class of boxing. You know, don't get it twisted. He boxed wonderfully against this dude. But I just think that, you know, with Regis Prograis, it's a different animal because you're going to deal with someone who does indeed, who I don't think he can neutralize his power, you know. So at this point, once that fight happens, I have that fight maybe like 60-40 in favor of Regis Prograis, you know. That's why I have it right now currently. But yeah, it remains to be seen what's going to happen, you know, once that fight occurs. But anyhow, kudos to Josh Taylor. He boxed beautifully. And yeah, man. Now, I mean, I guess I'll mention this fight, although, I mean, I guess it does add some spice in the division, you know, like it adds some, I want to say some suspense in the division. My bad, man, these sirens are stupid because people like to drive drunk, you know, instead of getting a damn Uber. But anyhow, I don't really want to mention this fight, but I'll mention it anyway. There was the fight with, it was Billy Joe Saunders, and I think his name was Shafat Sufi or something like that. To be honest, man, that fight was nothing more than a glorified sparring match. Honestly, that's all it was. It was just a glorified sparring match. For 12 rounds straight, we just saw Billy Joe Saunders practice things that he would do in sparring, basically. You know, that guy just happened to be right there to be demonstrated on. Now, there was one time in the fight where I want to say that what's his name? The Sufi dude. He actually did hurt him and had Billy Joe against the ropes, but he really couldn't capitalize. I mean, most of the time, I'm not gonna lie. Like Billy Joe pretty much was on his bicycle a lot. You know, he was riding his 10-speed a lot. You know, now granted he did like beat him up, but yeah. But I guess, you know, he has the belt at 168 now. Let's see who he's gonna fight next. Let's see if he'll fight someone worthy of a worthy competitor. Me personally, I would like to see him fight Uskategi. I think Uskategi would give him that work, and I think Uskategi would hurt him badly, you know. That's why I want to see him fight, you know. That's who I can see him fight, actually, is Uskategi. So Uskategi can get back into contention, basically, you know. Now, I'm gonna mention another fight that took place on the Wilder Brazil undercard. Now, you know, I like this kid, man, and he put on for Haitian Flag Day too. Shout out to all my Zoes, you know I mess with y'all, man. But his name was, he's a prospect, Richardson Hitchens. Yeah, he put on, man. He boxed real good. And he got the guy out of there in 3 rounds. You know, he boxed real good. He was real composed, kept his distance, hurt the dude. And by the time it was like the 3rd round, the doctor was like, nah, man, we can't let this go down anymore. And so, yeah, shout outs to Richardson Hitchens, man. He boxed nice. Now, Gary Russell's brother is going to be a problem, too. He looks like he can box real well. You know, from what I saw, he looks pretty good, man. As for Gary Russell himself, that fight was just like an exhibition, you know. That fight was pretty much an exhibition fight. And, you know, he did what he had to do. Now, there isn't really much I can really say about the Wilder Brazil fight. It was pretty much over at a blink of blink of an eye. I mean, when Wilder says, "I don't punch to you, I punch through you," you should believe him. I mean, shout outs to Brazil for trying to engage with him at first, but it was pretty futile. I mean, the right hand pretty much came down the pipe, and it just sent Brazil to God, basically, temporarily, you know. And that was pretty much all that she wrote. Now, granted, Brazil tried to get up, but to no avail. You know, even when he got up, he was kind of like doing the crazy legs, basically. Yeah, it looked like he was the one who had chicken legs. You know, a lot of these Wilder haters say, "Oh, he has chicken legs." Well, on this night, Brazil looked like he had chicken legs. Anyhow, man, I hope Wilder can get in there with someone good, man, as the next opponent. I really don't want to see him fight Ortiz again. You know, I ride with Ortiz. I'm Team Ortiz. But I think, honestly, it would be even worse. Like, the second fight for Ortiz would even be worse, you know? So I really don't want to see him go get put through that, you know? So, you know, with that being said, let's see. Will Anthony Joshua man up and fight him? After his engagement with Andy Ruiz, would Joshua step up to the plate? I don't know, man. Other than that, I want to say that, you know, shout outs to my guy, Yordenis Ugas. He'll be back in action on that Thurman Pacquiao undercard. I think he's fighting Figueroa. I think it's Omar Figueroa that he's fighting. Shout outs to him for being back in the mix. You know, hopefully this will put him in a good place, like to get another title shot at one of the welterweights, you know, or even after this, maybe get a Danny Garcia or something like that. But I'm just glad to see my guy back. You know, hopefully this will be a statement fight. Yeah, man, that's all I got for now. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think about the fights that took place. And let me know what you think is next, man, for these guys. Fula signing out.